We're all driven by nostalgia. The fond memories and experiences of our past are what we use to shape our future. Look at the state of entertainment today. Across all genres and mediums of storytelling, the stories being told today are not new. They're simply reimaginations, reboots, or slightly revised versions of stories told before. We don't want new things. We want old things to feel like they're new. New but not lacking what made them so special to us in the first place. I'm not here to argue in defense of or against this status quo. I'm only here to talk about a series that fills me with a strong sense of nostalgia. A series I didn't realize had such an impact on me until just recently. A unique series that I never forgot, but always had a hard time remembering. A series called Outlaw Star.
Where are we going and just how far away?
It's nice to look up at the sky and all, but let's watch where we're stepping. Hey, you know it'll be tough.
Yeah, I know that all right.
I know I'm still me. That's all I need to know.
While stumbling through YouTube's algorithm the other day, I came across this video of an old Toonami promo for Outlaw Star called Broken Promises. Instantly, I was hit with one of the craziest waves of nostalgia that I had ever felt. I had completely forgotten that the promo even existed, but remembering it now made me realize just how much of an impact it had on me. This video, this 2-minute promo from over a decade ago, this was the inspiration for not only this channel, but so many other artistic hobbies in my life. Outlaw Star was my first favorite anime. I remember it being on the same block as Dragon Ball Z when it aired on Toonami. I remember coming home from school and watching it with my sister every chance I could. I'm pretty positive that's a memory that a lot of you watching this video can relate to on some level. It's hard to describe what makes Outlaw Star so special to me. Why did it leave such a large impact on myself and others of my generation who grew up watching it, yet it's rarely discussed as much as other cartoons of that era? The question became more difficult to answer when I finally rewatched the show in my 20s, and I realized that it's not even that good of a show. I've been calling Outlaw Star special this whole time for a reason. That's because I can in good conscience call it well-crafted television. The dialogue is pretty corny, the voice acting is average at best, and the character designs are rarely on model. Not to mention that the action and animation are nothing that'll blow you away either. It's definitely not bad, but definitely not on the level of some of its contemporaries. Outlaw Star is an anomaly. Its value somehow isn't determined by its quality, but by something deeper. There are a lot of things that I liked as a kid that no longer have that magic feel for me anymore. I mean, fucking Batman and Robin was my favorite movie when I was 5. There's even some other retro media that a lot of people consider all-time classics, but in my opinion, they age pretty horribly. But when I rewatched Outlaw Star, despite its objective flaws, despite my large difference in age and maturity since when I first watched it, I just couldn't stop smiling. 20 years later, and I still loved it like I was that 6-year-old kid all over again. This isn't a guilty pleasure or a it's so bad it's good kind of connection either. It's a I wouldn't be who I am without this kind of connection. And yes, I realize how ridiculous that sounds when talking about a show like Outlaw Star.
Halt! Why, damn you? Why doesn't my power work on you?
Stop doing horrible things to him!
What have you done? Hurry, pick me up!
Do it, Melfina. Ignore what he's saying. The cactus still has control over him.
No! I told you must obey me! I belong to a higher species! What are you doing to me? Stop! Stop it! Stop, I tell you!
This is bullshit!
It might seem like I'm shitting on this series a lot, as if it has nothing of quality to offer, but it does have some amazing elements. The way every episode begins with a monologue from a golden-voiced man about the essence of humanity and the search for purpose and meaning, all while spacey ambient music plays in the background, it's honestly some of the coolest shit I've ever seen, and probably the most iconic thing about this show in my opinion. I also think that I can trace my affinity for coming-of-age protagonists who feel lost or overwhelmed by their surroundings and desperately fight to find a better life for themselves back to this show. I mean, that description is Gene Starwind to a T. The crew of the Outlaw Star is ultimately made up of 6 members: Gene, Jim, Melfina, Suzuka, Aisha, and Gilliam. The anemic camaraderie and interesting person-to-person dynamics of the Outlaw Star crew members is also pretty fun to watch play out, especially when they finally all come together near the end of the story. They're basically like an anime version of Guardians of the Galaxy, and the way their various personalities play off of each other leads to a lot of the show's best moments. And even though the art can be a little rough in a lot of spots, when it does come together the right way, Outlaw Star creates some of the most captivating and memorable looking shots I've ever seen. It really excels at the more solemn, dark, and gloomy aesthetics than anything else. And I can't not mention the McDougal brothers as recurring villains, specifically Harry McDougal. He doesn't get much screen time, but when he is on screen, he makes a strong case for being one of my favorite anime villains of all time. He's basically like a horny android version of the Joker. Harry is a violent, controlling, spoiled psychopath, but much of that is born from his inability to connect with others on account of the whole being a godlike android thing. I actually kind of feel bad for the man when it comes to his love for Melfina, because she's the one thing he can never have, and her being the only other android like him, she's the only thing that he really wants and needs. Maybe the show does have some good writing.
What are you doing? Please stop! Stop it! Stop, I tell you!
Never mind. I could dive deeper and talk more about specific elements of Outlaw Star and how I feel about them, but I'd rather just keep this brief and sum up my general feelings about the show like this. Do I understand how Gene's crazy caster gun thing works? Not at all. Do I still get hype as hell when he shoots that motherfucker? Damn right I do. Does it make practical sense to put retractable arms on a high-tech spaceship for interplanetary grappling fights? Of course not. But hey, it's watching 2 spaceships throw down, and that's a riot, so fuck it. It's these little unique elements, along with the themes of individual growth and compelling atmospheres, that make Outlaw Star stand out from the other shows of its era to me. By the time I finished the show, I realized that I didn't really care that much about the story. The entire final act and resolution of the 26 episodes just felt like a blur. I didn't care about the plot, I didn't care about the connecting story threads, I didn't care about the twists and turns that happened along the way. But I still cared about the show, and I still thoroughly enjoyed my time experiencing it. When you rediscover something from your childhood that manages to make you smile like you did when you were a kid, you know you found something truly special. For me, Outlaw Star is that special thing. Outlaw Star is pure nostalgia. But also, the ending to Outlaw Star is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like, they turned the trippy meter up to fucking 11,000 with this. Look at this shit. Look at this. What is this? What the am I looking at? This is crazy. This is the craziest, most epic thing ever. They blew the budget out the water with this. This is nuts. Crazy show. Crazy show.